And guess what we have for today? That's right, an M4. But it's not just some M4 that has some other rail, it's something special. In fact, it's so special that the software store sent it to the proof house, so that we are the first ones who can test it for you. And that we can tell you if the whole thing is even good, and that you know this before they hit the shelves. First of all, let's have a look at the box. That was interesting. And by the way, Michael Bay will be co-directing. Now let's carry on to something more interesting. This is the G&G CM16 SRL, an M4 with a modern design with a keymod rail and fibre reinforced nylon body. That sounds pretty normal, but the new component, the component that G&G further developed from the popular CM series, is inside, because inside of the stock we can find a MOSFET which is 11.1 LiPo ready. The gun is equipped with G&G's micro switch unit. What this actually does, and how this system that other manufacturers already have compares to those other manufacturers, well, that's what we're going to find out today. Coming to the body, you can see that this plastic body is extremely sturdy, and even when a lot of people will not believe me, this one will probably withstand more than metal bodies from a lot of cheap models. Those will often be made out of die-cast zinc. The word metal makes some believe that those things are sturdy, but those die-cast thingies oftenly break. This is not the case with this gun, and even when it falls, it will probably survive. The advantage of the body of the CM is that it is very light, and the aluminium keymod rail also helps keep the weight down. With 2.3 kilos, this gun is extremely light and makes this a wonderful gun that is easy to handle. So that's perfect if you don't go to the gym every day and don't have such a biceps like Arnold Schwarzenegger and don't drink protein shakes like it's water. Not that I have a problem holding heavy weapons with my dream body and this biceps. You can of course mount the matching wrist panels on the keymod rail and then your accessories. The keymod is also available in 3 different lengths: SRS, in SRL, and SRXL. That then stands for small, large and extra large. Here we have the large variant. And the body, compared to other ones, is more futuristic and offers, aside from the fibre reinforced nylon, an ambidextrous mag release, flip-up sights and G&G's typical stock, with this little compartment where you can store things, for example, additional batteries for your hollow sight. And G&G gives you a high-cap mag with a nicely rubberized surface that is easy to hold, whereas I would have liked it if they would have given you a mid-cap. Maybe it's better for beginners, but they make a lot of noise and sometimes don't feed too well, although that is not the case with G&G mags. The only thing negative regarding the outside of the gun is the flash hider. The body, like I just said, is very good. It is sturdy, doesn't have any seams and no casting marks, but the flash hider is made out of plastic. This doesn't just feel cheap, it is cheap. And well, this is what would happen to a flash hider made out of plastic. At least you have a tactical torch now. It will also work as a muzzle flash simulator. That's really realistic, isn't it? So what we have here is an M4 that has a futuristic design with a keymod rail, but it isn't really too impressive. This here is an Ares E system. This also has a micro switch and a built-in MOSFET, so it's almost the same as the G&G.
Fast genau das gleiche wie die G&G hier.
So how will the Ares compare to the G&G? In case that you didn't know, the MOSFET ensures that the gearbox can be fed with high voltages and does not stress the micro switch. The micro switch ensures with its design for better responsiveness compared to those old mechanic contacts, so you are able to reach a higher rate of fire. Now let's look at the price. G&G costs around €270 and the Ares here has been modified and costs around €1,100. So how will these two guns compare? The expensive and modified Ares or the G&G cheap and stock? Both have a MOSFET and micro switch. Let us test these guns, especially in the areas of accuracy and responsiveness. Let's first of all chrono them. The Ares comes to 1.6 joules and the G&G to around 1.4, 1.5. We already tested this M16 here in a previous video, clamped down The M16 had a 14cm grouping at 30 meters.
Circa 14 cm.
Sadly, Cookie isn't here, so he can't test the whole thing with the special software like you saw in our BB video, which will be in the description below. But that's only fair because the M16 was only tested with normal cardboard. Testing the G&G clamp down while shooting in our windowless hall, you can see that the grouping is only 2 cm bigger than with the highly modified Ares. And you have to remember that this is a stock weapon that only costs €270. And now for the responsiveness and ROF. It is important to remember that the E system from Ares can only take up to 7.4 volts. The G&G, however, must, according to G&G, be run with 11.1 LiPos, with about 20 to 30 C. But like with most M4s, you won't get too much room for batteries, so that I could use my battery I had to break some material loose with some pliers, but it wasn't such a big deal and a matter of 2 minutes. If you use normal stick type batteries, then you won't have to modify anything and it should fit in normally. We then tested the G&G with 11.1 volts on field because some MOSFETs do tend to burn out when being used. And as I said, we did get it earlier, so I tested it extensively. The video for that will also be in the description below. The G&G is the obvious winner because it can take high voltages and the MOSFET doesn't burn out like how it would be with the Ares. Firstly, let's just compare the rate of fire just by listening. I'll try to pull the trigger so fast as possible with both weapons. Just so you know, it already stinks and it's warm. Like I said, the gun was modified for a lot of money. Now, let's look at the G&G. This is at least the same speed and it doesn't smell as bad. So, €1,100 with modifications and so on, and €270, and both have a remarkable rate of fire and responsiveness. Afterwards, I will measure how long it takes for the motor to start until the BB fires, and also edit in the time. And then the G&G. The G&G is nearly, if not even as good as the Ares, where I've put in a lot of time and money. The G&G impresses for its accuracy and rate of fire, and it only costs a fraction of the price of the Ares, but it can still compete. So why another M4? What's so special about it? And why should you even buy the CM? Because in my opinion, it is the perfect beginner's weapon. Here we have G&G's usual quality. The system will last you for a while, and even if there should be any troubles, you will have an awesome support through the software store. So especially for people who don't want to tinker around with it, this is very useful. And with the MOSFET and the micro switch, it's possible to use very strong batteries without to stress the system, but you still get an amazing rate of fire and responsiveness. The accuracy impresses and the body is sturdy. And well, it's the M4 platform, so if there should be something that you want to change, be it accessories or other components, you'll find a large range of different parts. And you can personalise your M4 to your wishes like I did with my M4. While playing with the gun, I was very impressed. It has a light and good trigger mechanism and will shoot where it should shoot. And it impressed me so much that I decided to sell my Ares. So this is the alternative to the 0.5 Firehawk if you want to begin with Airsoft and you are 18. And if you aren't 18 yet, then you can check the description below. There you can find a link to the Firehawk, which is available already from the age of 14. If I could change something on this weapon, it should be that G&G, like with the G36 for example, should leave the high cap and give you a really good mid cap instead. Purely out of aesthetic reasons, they should add a flash hider that isn't made out of plastic, but something more strong like aluminium. What would also be nice would be a positional control for the gears. G&G has, if you can remember from the video of the IWA, been making a similar device. The video will also be in the description below. I hope I could give you a positive impression of the weapon. If you have any questions, then feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Hopefully you didn't miss Cookie too much, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did enjoy the video, we would appreciate if you could leave a like. Constructive criticism is also appreciated and helps us. Hopefully we will see you again next time, and then with Cookie again, and hopefully something different than an M4. I'm done here, It's 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm bloody tired. My cameraman is already drooling all over my beautiful tripod. I'm going to light my way out of here now with my CM. Bye bye.